Oliver, as an innocent American, could you please explain to me why RBS needs yet another restructuring?
Well, it's a good question. It's not like this bank is not familiar with restructuring processes. It's been through several already, it seems, in the past few years. We're likely to get another restructuring announcement, a new strategy announcement on Thursday next week from the fairly new Chief Executive, Ross McEwan, who was appointed last year, and he's going to tell us all about what he thinks the bank ought to look like. And we know what the broad outlines will be. He wants it to be a very UK-focused bank. Remember, in the past, it was quite a big bank. It had an investment banking division, big corporate lending, an American operation, all that kind of thing. It's going to be slimmed down to really focus on the UK.
Right. Now, the drama with all European banks is the drama of capital. Does RBS have enough? And if not, when will it?
Well, RBS has enough according to its regulatory minimums at the moment, but really it's got a much lower level than other banks. If you look at the capital ratio, this is what a lot of the banks use to measure how comfortable they are. At RBS, it's about 8.5%.
Right.
Other big European banks are generally aiming to get over the 10% mark, and the better ones get 12% or above. So 8% looks thin, and if you want a bank with a decent capital cushion, that's not RBS at the moment.
Why can't RBS go to their big daddy, the British government, and get a little more capital from them?
Well, that's a politically toxic issue. George Osborne, the Chancellor, is trying to sell his bank shares, not put more money into them. He's already sold down some of the government stake in Lloyds Bank. But when it comes to RBS, it's in no position to be sold at the moment. And he's, a year before an election, he's really reluctant to have to put any more shareholder, taxpayer money into the bank.
So option B?
So option B is to shrink the bank. Remember, the ratio measures the capital as a proportion of total assets. And if the capital can't go up, the total assets will have to come down. Hence, selling the US business citizens and shrinking the investment bank and generally making the balance sheet smaller so the capital cushion is bigger as a proportion of the whole.
Isn't it possible, and I don't want to get crazy now, for RBS to earn some money to grow its capital levels?
Well, you would hope so, but it's not made a net profit since 2007, so it's not happened in recent memory. Can it be profitable in the future? Perhaps, if the European economy, the UK economy in particular, turns up, there's going to be plans to cut costs, maybe it can get to a profit. But there's going to be lots of exceptional costs still coming. Who knows if there'll be more conduct costs? That's a never-ending process at the moment. Getting to a net profit for banks is very difficult at the moment.
Well, Oliver, thank you very much for a thoroughly depressing 3 minutes.